It's round 2 of the celebrity catfight. The Wylde Moon is slowly disappearing from view and the sun is rising over the dark alley, deep in the heart of White City. The bedraggled moggies are battered and bruised from the night before and just about stirring from their slumber. A happy Craig Doyle has popped in to see them, wagging his tail, carefully navigating his way past the garbage cans with a tray full of hot coffee strapped to his back. Jeremy Clarkson, though, is still snoring away in his car. No amount of caffeine will stir him and he remains oblivious to the goings-on. Last night, Amanda Holden didn't manage to rid herself of all of the bits of cabbage stuck to her white dress and she wakes, letting out a nonchalant yawn as she remembers all the shenanigans. She hauls herself off the garbage can lid and smooths her matted hair as she creeps over to the second-hand couch. Clasping Holly Willoughby's pink pads, she meows at her with a look of sorrow, saying, "Strong and intelligent women have for far too long been pitted against one another when we should all be celebrated in our own right." Holly solemnly sniffs Amanda's dress, mistaking the cabbage for catnip. Let down, she rolls over and puts her back to her. There's a rustling sound coming from the dank corner and a whiffy stench fills the air, sending the cat's noses into a twitching frenzy. An unexpected visitor has been in the night. It's Katie Hopkins and she's covered from head to toe in fish guts. Glee star Jane Lynch whips out her mobile phone and calls for help, and after several seconds, Kim Woodburn appears as if from nowhere and skips to the rescue with a feather duster slung over her shoulder. "Just look at all this mess, come on, Scarper, you filthy beggar." Katie slinks off down the alley with a wry smile tickling her whiskers while Kim sets about cleaning the alley. Leaping with fright, she discovers 2 faces peering out from the cushions strewn across the second-hand couch. It's Holly Willoughby. A battered Phillip Schofield appears to be clinging to her leg, dragging her back down into the seat. "Lazy beggars, just pure laziness. Haven't you got a party or something to go to?" meows Kim. Phil and Holly glare at each other, their eyes narrowing as it dawns on them that they are late for the opening of an envelope. They wave the alley cats goodbye and eventually turn up at the event looking like something the cat dragged in. The moment they arrive at their destination, they are greeted by a burly cat lady behind the reception desk. She is ticking off the incoming guests one by one. "Okay. Yes, Phillip Schofield, tick. Hollow, Willoughby, tick. Do go through." Phil and Holly take their seats near the back of the auditorium. The venue is packed out with kitties from all over the country donning their best attire, and they feel rather grubby after spending the night up the alley. MP John Nicolson is sprawled across the biggest seat in the house and flicks out a talon and taps Holly Willoughby on the shoulder with it, asking her if she is okay. Holly begins to tremble and looks him straight in the eye, taking a deep breath. She tells him that she's rather shaken and troubled and turns to Phil for support, only to find that he's exited the building through the cat flap looking for a public convenience. "It feels very strange sitting here without Phil," she sighs, and as the curtain is lifted, she wonders whether he'll be back in time for the show. He's been gone for hours. What's this? There appears to be some sort of ruckus coming from the front row, and it is attracting everybody's attention. Several cats are gathered around, rubbing their ears and stroking their whiskers. Oh no. It looks like a cat is lying flat on its back, motionless and dumbfounded on the floor, overwhelmed that they've been invited to such a prestigious event. It's Jennifer Anniston. She widens her eyes with surprise and wonders what all the fuss is about. "We were on a break," she meows. Glee star Jane Lynch darts from the sidelines and gives her first aid kit another airing, checking on Jennifer's mental health, just in case. GB News presenter Bev Turner turns away from the fracas and addresses the concerned crowd, telling them to get back to their seats. "Nobody's died here," she meows defiantly. A tomcat stumbles onto center stage and a member of the audience shouts out asking him if he's okay. It's Jeremy Vine, who retorts, "If I wanted to answer that question, who should I speak to?" He purses his lips together and prepares to introduce the host of the show, but a rude bang stops him in his tracks. It's Phillip Schofield. He's bursting through the door, and all of the cats swivel to look at the impertinent guest. Tucking his shirt into his trousers, Phil makes his way back to the seat next to Holly Willoughby, making all of the cats' mouths water with a salty waft coming from the Cornish fish and chips stuffed inside his back pocket. There are gasps from the waiting crowd when the host pulls back the curtain and arrives on the stage, dazzling the cat's eyes with her golden shimmering gown. She sashays across the stage, swishing her tail and flicking her curly hairs as she finally reaches the spotlight. It's Jane McDonald. "It's me that should be up there," Phil whispers to Holly with a sorrowful meow. He leaps from his seat and begins to fight his way through a stormy sea of cats' tails. Sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry." The baying mob, though, cannot be silenced as Phil wrenches the microphone from Jane McDonald's vice-like grip. "I just want to say," he shouts over the angry crowd while pulling some hair off the tip of his tongue, "I did not groom the kitten." A catfight breaks out and a loud booing and hissing sends the room into a spin. Piers Morgan is galloping up the aisles as fast as his 4 legs can carry him, trying to get a handle on the situation while meowing at everyone to settle down. "We are all friends here, let's not fight." Meanwhile, Jane McDonald breaks out into song. She can't help it, it's an affliction that she has. She learned how to do it when she accidentally walked along a gangplank one day and got trapped inside a big ship. She was there for several years before she finally found dry land and decided to inflict her newfound talent on the general public. The cats in the auditorium, though, seem to quite like it and they settle back down into their seats to watch the show, even though they already know who the winners are after peeking at a television set through the blinds of a £1.2 million flat located in a dark alley, deep in the heart of White City. Jane suddenly stops singing and all of the cats' nails come down from their blackboards. She reaches under her golden gown and whips out a statue and proceeds to adjust her whiskers. Clearing her throat, she leans closer to the microphone and opens her lips to meow, and the award goes to Holly Willoughby for Best Actress in Schofield, an ITV Scandal. The crowd goes wild, ripping each other to shreds with their claws, before surging toward a shaken Ms. Willoughby. But what is this? How can this be? Holly has become completely invisible to the naked eye, transparent in fact, and all of the cats can see right the way through her. Gosh! Philip rushes to the scene, wiping the spit from his brow. "Nothing to see here," he exclaims. "Don't worry," he reassures them, "perhaps she will reappear at the BBC." Please like and subscribe for more journeys through the Blinkerhole. For entertainment purposes only.